presence laid claim over her soul. You weren't able to do anything about it at the moment, so the Dumbala family kindly requested that since you were all Maeve's really only close friends, and also close adventurer friends, that it was your job to get stronger. So while in the meantime, they diverted all of their financial assets towards trying to find a way to bring her back to life, you all could keep growing. As you have in a rapid pace over the past month of your journey so far, and you could be ready for what is to come. On that very suspenseful high note, Jesus. Um, so the party broke up and began dealing with Maeve's death in their own ways. Um, you headed back home to the estate, and from there headed into the Dreaming City, where you went to the Dawning Cutlass, one of the more finer establishments in town, and began coping through many different ways. Some conversation, some just zoning out, others through psychotic episodes as Kipley went full cray cray. She was holding the head of Neep. Neep. Such a such a great thing.
NIEP.
Uh, um, where you you met the very concerned and disturbed bar owner, Bwendel Bunston, who asked you very kindly to put the head away, and if not, gave you a tablecloth, which is now covered in blood and used as a mini little hobo sack. Um, the party got overall kind of buzzed. Kipley got wasted, um, and had some conversation about what was going next. Just kind of having psychotic episodes, talking to the head, and you took notice of a few people that were sitting around the bar with you. One kind of a fat, plump little dragonborn noble. One a kind of chiseled-looking half-orc man who looked like he was a little more of the upper crust sailors. And you saw the water genasi, who you would go on to get her name as Ina later on. Um, but not before. Kipley had a mission. As a bat came in, some sort of familiar or postman of Vince came in and dropped you off a note and a lovely little bit of guano on your head, giving you the information that Pearl had been found and you should come meet him alone back at Garen's Crossing. And what you did, you took off flying across the sky, um, all the way over there, just to have a small interaction with the guards, as you'd never really been there before, previously late at night. And you went inside, dripping blood everywhere, had a conversation with Vince, found out Pearl had been staying at the Rennell family estate. Percy's home, to be more specific, for those who don't remember his full name, and had been staying there for the past 4 days. With that information acquired, and some drunk banter as you got even more wasted at Vince's, you headed on off back, while Mustang did some investigation. Um, Began talking with the water genasi after banging on about, I think it was four doors, before actually finding hers and causing a whole last scene and ruckus while doing so. And for some pretty decent persuasion checks and a little bit of banter, learned that Ina was from the Plane of Water, was a loud and proud water genasi, and clearly had more connections and details that she kept hidden for her own just personal safety, as she gave Mustang as little as possible, um, and was more giving questions towards him as well. Curious about the ghostly gunman, and after a while, Mustang found that he wasn't really going to get the answers of his current state from her, as she didn't recognize what he was, and was more concerned with what a smoky being that could potentially be from the fire plane was doing here. So Mustang decided to up and leave, but not before he heard the cocking of a gun. A flintlock pistol firing off in the middle of the night uh, caused a chase scene that, with the help of Kipley and the keen, perceptive eye of Mustang, the party managed to chase out and track down Bob the Gob. Bob the Goblin, a small little creature sent to assassinate Ina, by who knows, um, had a brief conversation with all of you as the one who actually captured him and was holding him until you guys got there was Duradon, a massive, bulky, and tall frame of a man, seemingly human, uh, was holding this goblin in the statue and aided in somewhat interrogating slash almost murdering him. Um, Clearly was open to the idea as well. And also had a brief moment mind melding with Ina as she arrived on the scene, sharing a strange and rare connection of psychic power. Um, However, after Goblin was doing anything but giving you answers and was just talking his little night away, um, you all decided that it was time to try and use force. Unfortunately, the stealth of this party interrogating the goblin, his screaming, you waterboarding him, and a whole bunch of other non stealthy means caused the guards to be alerted. And as they all approached you, the goblin finally, after multiple escapes of trying to attempt, succeeded against Duradon's massive strength and began another chase for the town, which for him wasn't very long, as Mammoth took off in his newly acquired broom and kept pace, lighting up the sky with arrows, his little star-based arrows, giving off his location. We had a almost terrible moment where the goblin tried to steal the broom from Mammoth. Luckily, he rolled shit, but Mammoth rolled a little less shit, and you ended up pushing him off the broom with infestation. One of the most amazing uses of that spell. And eventually, all of you began tracking him down, where he was cornered into a small part of the city street, and with the aid of Duradon, Kipley causing his mind to crumble, thinking the world around him was also crumbling, and Rupert, he surrendered. The guard all catching up, put him in chains, and got some information from you, learning that you were all vassals, and all of the curiosity of what you were doing beforehand slowly faded away. Um, and as they were bringing him in for questioning, you watch as his head popped. Out of the blue, this goblin's head exploded, um, covering the street in gore and blood, and giving you little to no answers. But just before it did, Kipley had the wonderful idea to dive into his mind, and got a little bit more than what you expected. You saw Bob the Goblin holding the gun towards Ina as Mustang was walking away, and there was a moment of recognition, as he didn't know exactly who Mustang was, but his resemblance to the one who hired him was uncanny. So, as he went to go shoot, he was thrown off guard, missing what would have been a clean headshot, and ended up just nailing Ina in the shoulder. You also know that this goblin was not very smart, because he got scammed for all of this. He ended up dead for essentially what was supposed to be 40 platinum, which was actually just painted over silver. Um, Poor guy. All of you rejoined up as a group and got a little bit of information from Duradon, in which he gave Kipley that he was sent to protect her. Um, and didn't give a whole lot of details, but just mentioned that you were cut from the same cloth and both had a similar benefactor looking out for you, which you know very well as Evelyn Kroll, and that he was to escort you on your journey, making sure that now that Maeve, the previous tank and just overall mother slash protector figure of the group, had died, that she wanted to protect her asset for whatever was to come. This was met with a number of emotions as Kipley began to kick at Duradon to try and escape his grasp as he kind of just held her up um, after questioning her. And the party received it with a little bit of tension, a little bit of concern, but packed it away as even though it is a required new ally under Evelyn Kroll's law, a new ally is still more than appreciated going into the dangerous journey that you are as you begin your journey to Mistrin. But just before you did go, the morning of your departure, you saw that Kira was waiting for you downstairs in the Dawning Cutlass, telling you that there was a small funeral being held in the town square for Maeve Dambala. Still, it was more of a formality, as both the house and House Dambala and all of you knew that she wasn't fully gone. There was still some way that you could attempt to save her, but in honor of respecting her and respecting all that she was in life, and the slim possibility that you do fail, one was still held anyways. Some of you gave general speeches, such as Mustang. You heard from a few NPCs, and you heard a fucking 10 out of 10 Captain Erwin level speech from Kipley, um, demanding vengeance for what had been done to her and the party, and all of which, how her interactions with Maeve had made such a large impact on her and those around her, which was fantastic. And finally, you heard one small bit from Percival Rennell, as he cherished what Maeve was in life, how their growing connection affected him, and went on to reveal that he too, in her name, would take the same path that she vowed to do in life, of becoming a not a person, but a creature that could rival the power of the monarchs that currently reigned over Paradise Peak, so they could protect all that they cared about, no matter who or what was standing in their way. However, he stated he could not do it alone, and revealed for the first time since she left you in those dark, cold caverns beneath the sea, Pearl Veridin, still alive for now, and joined together in a speech declaring that they would set off together in an attempt to rescue Maeve's soul from the Hells as their first stepping stone into becoming the ones who could potentially rival monarchs. This was met with some distaste from certain individuals who you've come to know as Belle Estelle, the dragon, the daughter of the Monarch of Dragons, and a slight pulse of energy from the Monarch of Dragons himself. As it seems, every time you mention the name, it's very much like Voldemort. You don't say that shit out loud because it's very stupid to question the person who's protecting you from threats from afar. Um, and even though some people in the crowd went unconscious or were forced to their knees as before, all of you, previously feeling the effect, managed to stay upright, as well as Pearl and Percy. um, and they walked off together. Um, Also, you got to hear, as at the end of last session, Megan mentioned, you got to hear Pearl's real voice, um, as surprise, motherfuckers. Um, all the NPCs that are closest to the party are British. Um, she had been deceiving you for quite some time, and together they both walked off as we ended the session, and that is where we're gonna pick off again tonight. As the funeral comes to a close, the party has a few things that they need to do before they head off on their journey to Mistrin once again. Now, this can be done any order of what you'd like, or some of these doesn't even have to be done. But if there's any items or places that you like to visit on the island before you leave, now would be the time to do so. There was the previous mention of buying crew, which I am not going to make you talk to 1 bajillion NPCs to try and crew up your ship. However, we did discuss the ability to hire experts. I do have a number of those prepared. And if you would like, all of which can and will be found at the Dawning Cutlass if you still would wish to hire them for the journey. Um, they're not necessary, but as stated before, they do give a pretty large benefit in terms of their modifiers for making rolls that you would have to make in their stead. And as we've come to learn, not a lot of you guys are proficient in water vehicles and water related checks. So, that is on the docket. Renaming your ship is on the docket. As they said, the repairs would take a day, which means they'd be ready to sail by this evening. Um, so renaming the ship is on there as well. And choosing whether or not you guys would want a captain to run that ship. As you do know at least one captain, Zyrus Amaril, the one who captained your ship back to shore when it originally was bleeding to death on its way back to Paradise Peak. But also others could be found. Uh, and again, anything else that you would like to do, whether in or out of character, related to the island and everyone that is there. With all of that in mind, I will leave it. I will pass it over to you. I'll leave it over to you. So, anything that you guys would like to do?
Mm.
I think we should get a crew, and I thought we had talked about it a little bit before because we
A
had
little
what
bit.
was it, 250 gold left over?
After all of the ship's repairs and upgrades made, it is 250 gold left over, yes.
Okay.
Each expert cost 50 gold.
Hmm.
Um, the ones that you really require slash are recommended would be a bowsman, so you can passively heal the ship while at sea.
Hmm.
Um, a navigator, so you actually can navigate the ship without using mammoths. Once a day navigation tool that only lasts for an hour. Um, and a captain who can actually helm your ship. Um, who and what level of those that you would like to buy is up to you. Experts are 50 gold. Standard crew, so those who aren't expertised and just have regular proficiency, is only going to cost you 20 gold. And this is per month. So it's 20 gold per month.
Oh,
Or you can
wow.
attempt to do it by yourself. I mean, well, yeah, but it's not going to take you too long to get there and back. On ship, it's only going to be a week and a half's journey to Mistrin from your current charting. Um,
No, that's way cheaper than I thought it was going to be.
well, I mean, you say it's cheap, but you guys have gotten a lot of gold recently, and like the average like average cost for a normal sailor like is not really a good standard of living. You only get paid for a few months out, and then afterwards you're looking for another job again. So, in terms of the average like wealth of the community, you guys are now fighting to get into the upper crust, at least with your current gold and situation, which could all be very quickly spent and gone. Who knows? But yeah, no, you guys are pretty well off right now. So, but 20 gold per normal, 50 per expert, um, and there was the mention, a very brief mention, um, that since you got in that 20 previously, Captain Zyra said to talk to her for renaming the ship, but also for going out on the adventure. So you might have a potential captain who's willing to negotiate how much they're willing to go for, but other than that, all the other roles are pretty much set in stone.
I forgot to think of a ship name this week.
Well, you guys did drop a potential last time.
Did we?
I don't know if you'd still like to go with it. Yep.
Yeah, Mustang
The
had said something, but I don't
Dragon's
remember.
Vow
Yes, that's what it was.
was the potential brought up. It sounded like everyone was semi okay with it, but I did not officially write it down in case that we came up with something tonight that was better, or y'all wanted to go with something different.
No, actually, I do like that.
I like it
Yeah,
too.
same.
Yeah, I thought they said Dragon's Bow. But
Yeah,
Dragon's Bow is great.
Dragon's
Yeah.
Vow. All right. Is that the ship name that you guys want to go with?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. So, who would like to go over and have that conversation with Captain Amarillo?
Mustang.
Who is currently present, along with Mustang, would like to go over and have that conversation with Captain Amarillo? Amarillo, excuse me.
I suppose I'm probably. I'll go with. Yeah, I'll go with you.
Sure. Okay. Mustang is all right. Let's go get this ship named. And you both. Hey, it's gonna be shitty, all right.
I was gonna say I
We
can
all
go.
know
I'll go
this.
too.
Um, anyone's welcome. This is just you guys like splitting up after the funeral to get stuff done and ready as you're beginning to prepare for your journey.
I'll go along too because I don't really have anything else
Cool.
that I can think of to do inside of town.
So,
Fuck it, I'll go too.
fuck it. All right,
Everybody
Dirt on
else
you
is
coming
going.
too? Hey, yeah. This is just me seeing if anyone would like to break off, for like
I
time constraints, but everyone is
yes,
welcome.
obligation requires that I stay
Sure.
with
Okay.
you.
Yeah. So the entire party heads down to the docks, the southern docks, where you know Captain Cyrus is located. And Mammoth, going off of memory of last, you saw where she was summoned when the dock gnome helped lead you in. Um, you make your way over to her office, which is like it's not amazing, but it is pretty beautiful and well off for being in the southern docks, which is the shittier part of town. Um, as it is located just before you actually reach the port itself. You see Captain Zyrus as you all enter. It's just a small abode. You can see there's a couch. There's a few paintings hanging on the wall. You can see some of the depictions in the paintings is of Captain Zyrus herself. Some on the seas at the helm of the ship. Some you can see blades out and blood kind of splattered across her as she's fighting what looks like to be um, a massive spherical creature with these stalks with eyes in them protruding from it. Um, you can see just a standard desk and chair she's sitting behind, and that's about it. There's not a whole lot to it as she's kind of doing paperwork as you arrive. He goes, "Oh, wonderful to see you all arrive so early in the morning." And she kind of stacks up the papers and moves them aside. So have you all decided on what would you like to do with the ship? Oh, and here is she takes a small sack of coins and shoves it across the table. Your money. Um, it's ready to be chiseled in. The seal deal has been taken off. So, what is the plan?
Mm, so we have the name,
Right.
or did we? No, we didn't tell you.
You did not. You were conflicted when you were previously asked.
Consider us conflicted. No more. And she will
She
take,
smiles.
uh, uh, write it down for them.
And you write down the dragon's vow?
Yes.
She looks at it, looks at you. Very well. Uh, it'll only take a few minutes to have this in. The ship will be done by this evening. If you would like to leave port then, that can be arranged. But I do know, and she swivels around in her chair and reaches into a small cabinet, pulling out a few documents and putting them back onto the table. She swivels back around. You did ask me to list any of my previous acquaintances that were capable on the seas. And I have a few recommendations. It is not required that you hire any of these fellows. However, it is under my deep recommendation that you at least consider having a conversation with them. And she displays a few different names and descriptions uh, onto the table in front of you. She goes, I do believe that you all haven't actually sailed a ship yourselves before, so a navigator would be of your best regard. Um, I at least know one who sailed with me personally. Her name is New Feynman. Um, she is a very capable and extraordinarily talented navigator, knower of all stories, rumors, and basically any information that is required on the open seas. Um, Slides another forward. Jorg is one of the best bowsmen that you can get out of Paradise Peak. Um, a bit expensive, but if you are ever needing of repairs in the midst of a battle, combat, or devastating storm, he can make that slightly more manageable to make sure your ship doesn't sink. Um, and one I believe you've already met. And she slides forward the last of the three. Goes, Ina, what a Genossi friend of mine. Haven't actually sailed with her myself, but she has been hired multiple times under my prior recommendation. She is an expert translator. Uh, there's 16 known languages that are used commonly throughout uh, the Shrouded Isles, and she speaks 12 of them. So it's very useful to have someone who can translate and negotiate with both monsters, pirates, general threats that you would come across. Um, if you are looking to deal with any kind of trades, any sort of negotiations in general, I would suggest that you would look into her. And for captain, I do have a few recommendations as well. But, she pauses for a second. You said you were journeying to Mistrin?
Yes.
Do you have a plan of where you'll be going after that? Or is it a wait and see kind of deal?
Um, I mean, that was kind of our main direction at this point. However, obviously, wherever the winds take us from there, but Why do
Right.
you ask?
Well, I am a very curious woman at my core, uh, and I haven't been on the seas in a while. Uh, and I looked at your previous documents, and going off of what um, your party was previously consisted of, and I noticed that you are in uh, dire need of a cleric. And your previous journey, I think, is a very obvious sign of that. I can offer you a few handful of captains who are very good at their job, and have a very, you know, varying degree of skills that could be offered. However, it has been a while since I stepped foot out on the salty waters once more, and I do happen to possess a certain ability of both healing and combat related magic. I'm not necessarily cheap, but considering you've done a great deal by dealing with the bandits who previously donned your vessel, wouldn't mind cutting you a deal.
Really? What kind of deal?
Well, I captained many ships back in my day and have been on a number of adventures myself. So I'm not exactly cheap when it comes to purchasing me as a captain. However, I can offer you 5 men who would be willing to sail with me until doomsday itself. Utter loyalty, healing capabilities both on and off the battlefield, and a damn good conversationist.
Hmm.
Slash storyteller.
That
I
is
like
quite
stories.
interesting. Yeah, but you
She
know,
looks at you
love.
as you say that, Mammoth. I assure you, anything that I spun or weaved into your little head, my friend, you could imagine it perfectly, as if you were there. I also think that you would like a number of them. Mammoth, it was.
Yep.
Have you seen your beasts that you've been named after?
I know.
I have.
Whoa, really?
Furry beasts with tusks protruding from their face,
Mm.
wandering around a cold Iceland.
Oh,
They're
I'm not
normally
huge on the
passive
eyes.
creatures, but once you get close, they smell quite bad. She gives you a smile as she looks at you with that.
Are they friendly?
As long as you don't get close to the children, yes.
Cool.
Might want to give them a little bit of leeway in general. Large creatures tend to step on things smaller than them all the time. But that is a story for another day.
So, you haven't mentioned how much.
Right. Average captain can get you anywhere between 20 and 50 gold per month. Considering all of my skills, prior experience, and just general status. Gives you a very wide grin. I normally have a going rate of 400 gold per month.
Mm-hmm.
However, factoring in all that you've done
Mm-hmm.
and my genuine curiosity for what you are all about, 200 gold per month.
That's very interesting.
You
Hmm.
all are very interesting vassals, and I had not been to Mistrin in a while, so it'd be nice to pop by.
It would be nice.
You've been out there?
Yes, but was what, 50, 60 years ago?
Your healing capabilities,
Yes.
what does that consist of? Like, do you still need to be alive, or are you capable of reaching beyond the grave?
I can hear minor wounds, cure paralysis, poisons, and if you give me the components required to do so, I can bring someone back from the brink of death. But it is quite expensive, as death is not something that the poor can escape.
Ghibli kind of squints her eyes a bit. So the list of the other captains.
Yes. Well, Captain Jawbreaker, I believe you have not personally met with him before, has sailed a number of years, general trading missions, hasn't seen too much combat, but is not a slacker himself. Half-orc gentleman. Hasn't isn't really aligned with any of the more spell casting arts, but is known to be a bit of a well, sellsword. Um, Certainly not a bad candidate. And one other, she kind of flips through a few pages. Zevris Zval. He is an interesting fellow. Um, I haven't seen him in a number of years, but I heard that he hasn't exactly been too active on the seas of recent. But give him enough coin and a few promises for future jobs, I'm sure he'll warm up to you. I mean, general crew adore him. And he carries a lot of respect for his previous deeds on the waters. Just, he's a bit of a... how do I put this nicely? Acquired taste.
By rich people.
Well, not necessarily. He does hold himself in quite high regards, but he also has a trap that doesn't shut.
Oh.
And is a little ambitious
Hmm.
when it comes to. I would not disclose that information to future clients. Never mind.
I mean, are you talking like he wants to take over the ship or he wants to take on the monarchy?
Oh God, no. Only idiots would question monarch's authority. No offense given. But it's more of he loves to go on adventures that kind of bites off more than he can chew. He's not weak by any regards. He has a number of missions and stories under his belt, but just it seems like you're going into a rather dangerous territory. So I don't know if you'd be the best candidate. But you are the ones who decide how you run your ship, so that's up to you.
Well. Alright, so our choices for captain are Jawbreaker, Severus, or you?
Yes.
What was your name again?
Zyrus Amaril holds out her hand.
And the translator, Ina?
Ina, yes.
Navigators,
New Famin.
Newt.
New.
New.
Yeah. N-U-E.
Famous.
Famin.
Famous.
Close enough. Sure.
Okay. And the boatman?
Boatman Jorg.
Jorg.
It's Dragonborn that's about the size of 5 Dragonborn combined, so hard to miss.
Alright. Well, thank you. Goodbye.
Of course. Ship will be ready by this evening. New name and all. Make sure you come pick it up. or at least let us know how long it's going to be docked here.
All right. Thank you. We'll let you know what everyone decides on.
Of course. Till we meet again. And as you all leave, you can see your ship out in the port, not too far off, only a few 100 feet away. Um, just a multitude of repairmen working on the sides. Instead of doing patchwork jobs like you have seen many ships in the past go under while traveling at sea, you can see they are replacing boards. You see some actually are trying to keep the general aesthetic of gold, as a few are just cleaning and repairing and buffing up the deck. Um, and it is it's looking much better than what you previously rode in on. The helm has been taken out and is being replaced by a new helm. And you see as it's being kind of uh, put together piece by piece on the bow of the ship. Um, all of the work being put in will be done at least later this evening. But until then, where would you guys like to go next? Or what would you like to discuss next?
Yeah, as soon as we're outside and kind of seeing the ship and everything, Kipley would just turn to the party and. All right. What do you, Brictis, what do you think? I already have my opinions, but I want to hear yours.
I honestly think she would be best as captain. I know she's expensive, but really for our first trip out, I think it would be best to get her this time around.
Even though she's a complete bitch.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna find a nice captain. I mean, we can talk to Jawbreaker and see if you like.
No. I'm listening. I'm listening. Keep going.
Uh, I don't know if we would need a translator. That's up to you guys, but I think we could probably save some gold on that end. I definitely think we should get the Bozeman for
I
repairs,
agree.
just to be on the safe side.
That's a
And
good
then,
point.
navigator wise, I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt.
Mammoth?
But I think the captain and the Bozeman are probably the top two to get.
Yeah.
I like Zyrus, but if you guys don't think she's the best, then we don't have to go with her.
Why do you like her?
She seems like she knows what she's doing.
Well, a lot of people seem like they know what they're doing, but they don't.
Yeah.
You haven't even met the other ones. Like, what if she was totally speaking down on them because she wants to come?
You don't like her very much, huh?
No.
How come?
I just think she thinks a lot of herself. And I think she looks down on us. And looks at us as an opportunity for herself.
That's a good point.
Well, then we should go talk to the other guys then.
Kipley kind of looks at the rest of the group, realizes Duradon's there, and just kind of does like a double take and, oh, are you coming with us?
Yeah.
Do you
Well, ye.
have an opinion on all this?
DM, the individual that Kipley currently does not like also coincidentally happens to be the cleric, correct?
Yes. Zyrus,
Okay.
Amaril, uh, the Dockmaster is didn't tell you what kind of cleric she was, but just mentioned she was a cleric.
Duradon is simply going to say, your track record precedes you, and if the last time you left out of here, one of you died, I guess having a cleric, regardless of what you personally feel, is objectively the best thing. It's not like she's wanting to be your best friends or your compatriots for life or even asking to join your adventuring party, but just statistically and historically speaking, your record is losing men as soon as you leave. And if you want to do better, at least until you're
Okay,
stronger.
that's a great opinion. That's good.
Cool.
Kipling kind of pulls down one of her ears, just kind of like worries at the bottom of it. All right.
What about the others though? The translator, Bozeman, navigator. What do you think about them?
Well, I mean, you're from
Uh,
Mistrum. How many languages are there?
I mean, I haven't been there in a while. When I left it, it was in ruins, so I wouldn't think there would be a whole lot. But there's no telling who all's taken up a place there in the last 20 years.
All right. Say we hire Zyrus. 200 gold. Plus plus the navigator and the boatman. Those are each, what did she say, 50 gold each?
Yeah.
If you want to hire an expert, yes, but you don't have to.
So, 300 gold for a month. For the captain, navigator, boatman. Do we have to pay extra for the 5 people she brings along with her?
No, she said the 200 gold came with her 5 trusted crew
Okay.
members.
And then if we really want to use her to her full ability, we probably need to spend an extra 300.
If we're just going there and back, would we really need a navigator? Because I've been out there, she's been out there.
It's up
Make
to
me an
you.
intelligence check, Rictus.
Oh, okay. Oh.
10? It was still very low DC. It was 10.
Oh,
Still very chillingly close, but
right.
Don't you have
um,
the talisman?
No.
I need to rate
I,
who I fucking gave that to.
you
I
I
think
am the
you haven't
worst
given
at
it to
this.
anyone yet.
I thought Reese had it.
I thought
I
I
think
did.
I think you either gave it to no, you gave it to Reese and then she handed it back to you after the ritual, I think. So I think
Ugh.
it's up in the air who actually has it. I'll have to look back to remember, but I don't think anyone definitely has it that is
All right.
here at the moment. So might wanna mark down who has that before you go out. But
All right.
10 is still enough. Navigators in general, excuse me, it's not just for navigating a course or like charting out a course and following it. Because of the nature of Paradise Peak's oceans and constant moving landscape, navigators are one of the few people in the world who hold very precious and valuable items. One of which is a compass that always points north, so you always know where you are, even in this constant ever flux of a world. You can always get to your location even if you're caught in a storm or you end up having your island moved or anything like that, you have a much higher
Okay.
chance of success if you hire a navigator. Does that mean you need to hire a navigator to know where the location is? No. Zyra says she has been there before, so you could, if you're just planning on going to Mission back, you think it's reasonable to believe you could maybe do that with just Cyrus, but if Mission has moved or has any islands moved in front of it or around it, that's where a navigator comes in. Is it necessary
Gotcha.
for it? No, that's just me explaining it. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to make you spend more gold. That
Well,
is
no.
completely up to you guys.
Well, that and if there's some kind of storm and we get thrown off course, we may. I feel like.
That's a good point.
I mean, I've been on a dweller long enough. There are plenty of times we went weeks without knowing where we were.
Well, we can get the navigator then. So the captain, bowsman, and navigator.
So 300 gold. That comes with 5 crew to help run it. And then, how much do we think we can each?
I remember you have 250 spending on top of this. Sorry to interrupt. We have
Two-
250 gold given to you for this purpose.
Oh, remind me who we got that from?
That just came with your the bounty that you got on the head of
from
Captain Zarbog. Yeah, the
That's
majority of it's putting
in
into your
my
ship because
bag.
it's expensive to repair a ship that was
Okay.
as badly damaged as yours. But
So we only need 50 gold.
yeah,
And then on top of that, okay, all right.
it's
Yeah,
not
no,
coming out of any of your personal banks
that's
until you go past that threshold.
totally doable. All right. All right. I'm sorry I was so contradictory.
No, don't apologize. I mean, we.
Doing the math is hard.
Yeah, thinking is hard.
It is. God agrees.
All right. Okay. She will shuffle back into the off, like pop her head back inside. Cyrus. Hello.
You don't have to yell. I'm right here, dear. Yes.
So we are going to go with Navigator New, Boatman
Right.
York,
Joel. Yes.
and
She stares at you.
Kipley struggles for a moment. I guess you want to come along?
As I said before, it's been quite some time since I've captained a ship,
Yeah, no, I heard
and
it.
you
You're
are all
coming along.
very
We're
interesting
hired.
people. Okay. Wonderful. I will have my affairs in order by, well, this evening. But if you would like to have it ready to leave by this evening or by tomorrow morning, I can have it done by then.
What kind of items do you need to keep us safe?
Oh, for Revivify, all I need is a 300 gold worth of diamonds. So it doesn't have to be like a large chunk of one, as long as you have like a bag of diamonds, or if you don't want an actual 300 gold worth.
In particular, it would be good to find that here.
Guildhall offers quite a large sum for both components and Sectrum.
All right.
But if not, there's a few magic shops in the Cloud District that sells it.
Okay. Kipley pops back outside. Hey, when do we want to leave?
We could leave this evening, I guess, unless it's best to leave in the morning, so we're not. But I guess it wouldn't matter.
It is best in the morning. You hear from inside the shop.
Kippley just
I mean, we can
rolls her
leave in the
eyes.
morning.
In the morning, then.
I'm willing to do whatever you guys want.
That'll give us time to do whatever we need to do here and not have to rush to get everything done by this evening.
All right. Okay, Zyrus, you've made an excellent point. We've decided to go with it. We're leaving in the morning. Do you need the
Right.
gold now?
As long as you have it ready for when we're ready to leave, that's fine.
All right.
But if you'd like to give it now, it's perfectly acceptable as well.
Okay.
All right, so am I marking down? We're going with New and Jorg and I for your hires.
Is that who you'd like to work with?
I certainly wouldn't mind. Jorg
Well-
and I are mates, and New's a very trusted individual. I just need to know who I'm rounding up from the tavern, unless you want to do that yourselves.
Oh no, we would greatly appreciate if you didn't mind. We
Of
trust your
course.
judgment.
I summoned them there for the sole purpose of it. So, just the three of us then.
I think for this trip, anyways. Yeah.
All right, very well. Let me know when you're ready to leave, and I will be waiting here with the rest. Actually, we'll start getting our affairs in order for ship's quarters and all of that.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Until we meet again, very soon. And you just hear like the sound of like furniture being moved around very quickly, and just the sounds of just discord as she goes into packing mode. She didn't know you were gonna say yes or no. So, cool. You hired the cleric. Fuck yes.
How much extra gold do we all need to?
For
Pop in.
all of this, I believe, so you got the Bozeman, you got the Navigator, which is 100, and you hired Zyrus, which is 200. So for this month is just 300 gold. Since you chose to void Ina.
And we had the 250 already, so we
And
just
you had
do
250,
50
so just 50
that we split.
amongst everyone, yeah.
Okay.
So, what?
Just say like 10 gold.
If you'd like, yeah. Mustang's sitting pretty, and Reese is also sitting pretty on gold. I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
All right.
I can message them about it later as well.
So, then Duradon doesn't need to put in then 5, 10, 50. No, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So 10,
10 gold off.
that. And then Kipley would absolutely stop by the guild hall and
Reese.
pick up some 300 worth of
300 gold's worth of section.
yeah.
Cool. And even if it is not used for the purpose of Revivify, it can also be used to fuel all of your lappers or any other equipment that is used by that. So
Okay.
go ahead and write down the inventory 300 GP worth of Section.
Okay.
Are you paying that out of pocket, or is the party also splitting that? Perfect.
No,
Okay.
she's just putting it out.
Hell yeah. So if one of you goes down, you now have the ability to cast Revivify.
Nice.
If Cyrus saves the spell slots for it. No, okay.
She
burns
had
through.
fucking better.
All right. Cool. Anything else anyone is doing while Kipley goes to the guild hall?
Land store?
Yeah? Would you like to go down and find a herbalist?
Yeah.
Make me either perception, investigation, or persuasion to try and talk or find your way to a store.
Perception it is.
Perception. 16? Cool. You make your way through town, just kind of wandering about. Is anyone going with Mammoth, or is Mammoth going by himself? By himself, excuse me.
I had somewhere else I was gonna go.
Cool. So Mammoth is walking the streets by himself as he kind of rounds a few corners. You make your way more in the northern districts of towns. It's a little nicer. Um, you see there is a small sign that is just like it's one of those corner shops that you pass by and you have to look back and make sure it's actually a shop before you go in. There's a very small wooden sign with a bit of ivy growing around it, and it is hitched between two much larger stores. And you see it reads Bentley's Burrow, and it looks like just based off of the design of the sign, you see there's like a small teacup with what looks like to be a few evergreens popping out of it. It looks like it could be potential herbalist's either office or dwelling.
All right, let's head inside.
Cool. You walk on in, you hear ting, 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 ting. And you hear, "Oh, hello?
Yeah, hi.
Who goes there?
Mammoth.
Mammoth who?
Mammoth.
Mammoth, Mammoth. Pleasure to meet you, Mammoth. The name's Bentley."
Hi, Bentley.
And you can see this older looking, they appear to be a gnome, but like the counter that they're standing behind is about like 4 or 5 feet tall, and you can see their heads just barely cresting above it. And you hear it. One moment, and you hear, and you see their head go boop 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 down as they climb a small little stool down and make their way around the counter to get goes kind of eye to eye with you. And they are, like, you're not like that short for a halfling, and they are pretty short for a gnome, so you're about the same height. As he pops up and goes, "What can I do for you?"
Well, I was hoping to get just like a bunch of seeds.
"Bunch of seeds.
Yeah.
Of what kind of fauna?"
I'm not really sure, but I'd love to hear what you have.
"Well, are you looking for just everyday plants? Or something exotic?"
Some that are more useful, more than pretty.
"Some that are useful more than pretty."
Yeah.
Hmm. Let me see. Goes and starts kind of like rummaging around in the back of the counter. And you see he pulls out a pot and slams it on top of the desk. And it is a small, like almost a little green bush that just barely fits within the pot that it's being held in. And he goes, "Well, this one's already fully grown. I do have a few seedlings or saplings of these, if you would like to purchase. This is an awakened shrub. Go ahead." And he kind of pushes the pot over. You kind of have to like reach up to grab it, but he gestures for you to do so if you like.
Yeah, I'll take it and examine it.
Examine it. Looks like a bush.
Oh, what does it do?
Go ahead. Speak to it. Shake it. Whatever you like.
He'll kind of shake it, hold it up to his ear, and say, "Hello."
As you shake it, you watch as the form of the bush begins to go from its normally kind of cute spherical little shape, and you see little 4 little appendages stick out of the bush, and the leaves compact to form a slightly humanoid shape as it stands up on 2 legs, and you're holding it up to your ear, and you watch as it kind of pokes your ear.
Um,
"This shrub can perform simple tasks and can revert to its original state upon command. It cannot speak, but it understands and can communicate through telepathy with whoever bonds with it upon birth.
That's pretty cool.
Sadly, this one's bound to myself, so I can translate for you if you like. But until you yourself have planted the seed and have take care and grew it yourself, it won't be able to communicate with you.
How long does it take to grow?
It can depend. Solely without the aid of magic or um, disdainful conditions. 3 weeks, just shy of a month.
Uh, Out of character. How long with Druidcraft? Like an instant or?
With Druidcraft, much faster.
Okay.
Druidcraft, like you have to apply it like every day, but it'll probably only take you about 5 days.
Okay. Um, and how much is it?
Well, if you're looking to buy just one sapling, let's call it an even 50 gold.
Whoa.
They do last until they are either burnt to a crisp or die of withering old age.
How long until that happens?
Um, Probably longer than most of us will live.
Oh. Okay, I'll
Quite a
take
long
it.
time. Wonderful. And you see he reaches in the back and goes, would you like one that is a sapling or seed?
What's the difference?
Saplings have already had time to gestate and grow themselves, so it will be a little bit of a quicker growing time. However, they are already bonded, so you would have to only communicate through hand signals with them for actions that you like them to take or anything that you like to communicate. Seeds, excuse me, are going to be fresh, and you're going to have to grow them for a little bit longer, but it will be yours, and you will have your telepathic bond with it.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just get a seed.
Very well. And you see he takes out a small little sack, deposits one, almost looks like a pistachio in it, and slides it across the counter, and you give him 50 gold.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for your purchase. Anything else that you'd like to look at?
What else do you have?
Well, I do have a number of ointments, excuse me, that can be used on an ailing individual. They say that you are poisoned by an eel of the sea, or perhaps stung by a scorpion. I can provide you something to relieve your pain temporarily and not cure, but for a brief time mitigate any poisons.
Hmm. What about like pumpkin seeds? I hear those are cool.
Um, right. I do have a pumpkin. They're not in season right now.
Oh, that doesn't matter.
But I think I might have some.
Okay.
It's only 2 silver um for 5 seeds.
Uh, I'll get however much a gold can get me.
Oh boy, that's 25 pumpkin seeds.
Sure, that should be fine.
Very well. Do you require the proper? I just want to warn you ahead of time. I don't know where you're planning on keeping these, but gourds. They still do need soil to grow in. Do you have pots for these already? A planter box? I can provide one if you don't.
Yeah, that would be helpful actually.
If you'd like to store all of these in one, they aren't necessarily large pumpkins. You could fit them in one planter box, including your awakened shrub. Um, we'll call it an even gold piece for all your previous purchases.
Sure.
Very well. One moment. And he just kind of skitters to the back, and you hear the sound of gnomish grunts. He just, hell, hell, boof, boof, as he tries to knock the door ajar. And eventually you hear doof as he sets it down, opens the door, picks it back up, and shuffles it back over. Not putting it on the countertop so you don't have to reach up and get it, but just placing it in front of you. It's a large planter box. Um, how strong is Mammoth?
Uh, I think
You have
exactly
a
average. Oh,
no,
got
yeah,
he's
no. You have a 12, so you're actually slightly above average.
yeah.
Yeah, you for your size, it's not gonna be one of the things like it's too heavy for you to carry. It's just one of those very awkward to carry objects.
Mhm.
So like you have all the seeds that he just kind of places on top of it, um, and it you can walk it back to the ship, but it's just gonna be one hell of a challenge. Um, Go ahead and give me uh, let's just call this a dexterity saving throw. As you try and maneuver your way through town, will carry
Hey.
15. Perfect. Okay, you deftly and, and nimbly make your way through the crowds of people. You can see everyone just kind of gives you strange looks as you walk past with a full planter box in your hand. And you can bring it on over to the Dragon's Vow if you want.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You bring it back to the ship, and you can begin the process of setting up all of your plants and your awakened shrub.
Nice.
And I can also just I'll post that in general chat in case anyone would like to see the stat block, but I'll also add it to your sheet
Okay.
because it is a creature.
It is a creature.
So you're now the owner of an awakened shrub seed.
Oh my god, that's a real thing.
It is. It's never used, but when you messaged me, I think like 2 3 weeks ago, and you're like,
Believe
I might go shopping for like like seeds and stuff like that, and I was like, fuck, I have to prepare seeds, so I had a few ready. I didn't think you'd buy a shrub though, because it's 50 gold.
I got gold to spare.
All right. So I added it onto your sheet. If you want to change the name, just go under extras, and it will be under summoned. So
Okay.
you can give it a nickname if you like. But it'll grow within 5 days of Druidcraft.
Okay.
Cool. But while you're doing that, Rictus, what did you want to do?
He will make his way towards Ivan and Barrow, the smithing.
Yeah, I have burrow smithings.
Yep.
Sure. You very quick journey from the docks. Only about 20 minutes into town. You can see Ivan currently not manning the forge, but you see the forge just like on a low burn as it seems he's just finished some work, and he's just kind of thumbing through a really kind of beat up book, and you see his hands are just covered in soot, and every like edge of the page that he touches just leaves a mark. As he's flipping through and hears you approaching, looks up. Hi, this good to see you. One moment. Closes the book, puts it in, and kind of walks around the counter towards you. Oh, my hands. Give me a moment. Walks over, and you can see there's currently a sword being squelched, which is when they put it in water after it's just been heated. And he puts his hands into the water and cleans them off. And you can see sizzling. Dwarven resilience doesn't really matter about whether the water's hot or not. Kind of just pats it out and then walks over and gives you a handshake. What can I do for you?
Hey, I just had a couple questions.
Hi,
The ore that we got back from
Mithril.
our
Yes.
yeah, how much of that did you have left? Did we have some of that
Um,
left?
for the armor? Well, I had enough left for the orders that were left with Mithril, but I can see if
Oh,
I
okay.
had any. um, leftovers that I didn't use. I don't remember. There was a set of mithril weapons that were being crafted for uh, one of my usual patrons. They supply stuff to the academies. So let me go see. Let me go see if I have any left real quick. Pops behind
Okay.
the counter. Go ahead and roll me a straight luck check. So you're gonna roll a 1d20. To have mithril left over, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be looking for an 11 or higher.
Okay. Here we go. That is
Four.
a
Oh
yeah.
It
no!
is a d20 roll, so if you want to use inspiration on this, you can. But if not,
I
go
will.
for it.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's do it.
4 to a 10.
Oh.
See, if Kipley had dictated that you
Ah,
had
God
the
damn it! I
soda,
was just thinking to myself,
you would
I
have
should
been
have put
able
it in
to
his
pass
pocket.
this. Unfortunately, so the 10, he pops back around the corner and goes, I don't have any at the moment. It they really bought me out for a pretty penny, but more mithril should be coming in about a few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Why are you inquiring?
Well, I was just if you had some left over, I was either going to see about maybe making me some armor or maybe just like a pauldron or something.
Making her some armor or a pauldron?
Yeah, just like something to put on the shoulder. If you only had a little bit left, then I was just going to see if we had enough to
What
maybe
would you use a
just
cauldron for?
no, a pauldron to put on my
Oh, a
shoulder.
pauldron!
Yes, yeah.
Sorry, these old
You
dwarvish ears.
it's
Um,
okay.
oh, a pauldron, I see. Um,
I mean, I would like a
sure,
full set of
sure.
armor, but I didn't know how much
What,
of it we had left.
how, what specifications of armor? Are you looking for scale mail, chain mail, breastplate?
It would be more like breastplate.
A breastplate?
Yeah.
I don't have any mithril on me, um, but mithril armor, while a little more rare, is can also be found in certain shops. I don't have any personal recommendations for magic shops, but there's a dime a dozen in the Cloud District. If you'd like to take a
Mhm.
look there, I heard Mithril's not just for smithing. A lot of people enchant armor and infuse armor with Mithril. It's not going to be pure Mithril, but
Yeah.
it'll carry the majority of its properties, depending on how well the job they did. Um, if you like
How
to take a
much
look
would I
there.
need? Do you know how much we would
Oh, to
need
make it
for
yourself, you need quite a load. To make your friend Maves there, oh boy, it took a large chunk of my stock, but luckily,
right?
um, I was willing to part with it because without you delivering it, I would have none. So I was willing to do that for you. But for a breastplate, not a full set of armor and just something for your size, I probably only need about a quarter of what you gave for Maeve's armor. So not that much. Only about.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. I can give you an exact estimate if you give me 5 seconds. Ba, 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 ba. Breastplate. Oof. Yeah, no. It's mithril. So, about 10 pounds of mithril.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll wander around and see if I can find some.
It's pretty pricey. May I ask why you would like mithril instead of just a normal breastplate?
Well, we I lost a close friend that
Oh, my
had
condolences.
the same armor, and I just wanted to make some like hers to wear.
Well, if you'd like to personally craft it yourself, that's a different story. But if it's just having the mithril armor, I would highly suggest going with the first route of buying or having your own breastplate in the first place and just infusing it with small bits of mithril, as it's going to be much less expensive than crafting your own. But if you like to craft your own, I'm not going to hold that against you. I understand all of the you know, details regarding
Yeah.
you and your friend.
Okay.
It wasn't Maeve, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh dearie me.
I don't know if it's. Well, yeah, I guess it would be. I guess it would be out there, wouldn't it, DM? Since they had a funeral.
It's like it's public knowledge, but it's not like public knowledge like an announcement was made. It
Uh-huh.
was just they shut off a part of town, so if you were from that part of town, you knew.
Oh, okay.
Ivan Burrow smithing is on the western side. I had to do
Opposite
cardinal
side.
directions. Yeah, it's in the western side of town, so he wouldn't have actually heard about it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's like out there, so I don't know if it'd be a good idea to kind of talk about it.
Hey, no, I'll keep it to myself for now. But I'm truly sorry.
Thank
I
you.
had a wonderful time crafting the armor with her, and of
I did
course you and
too.
your friends.
Mm-hmm.
My condolences. Right. Well, um, still information stands. If you like to craft your own, I could be happy to help you if you bring me the materials. But uh, if you're looking to just have mithril in general,
Mm-hmm.
I look to infuse it, which I can also do, but it'll be a much quicker process. But you're gonna have to,
Right.
I can give you a breastplate to also enchant, and then you could just get the mithril, or you could get the mithril and the breastplate elsewhere, depending on what you want to do with that. But that's up to
Okay.
you.
Well, you've given me some ideas, so I'll see what I can find out first, and
Of
then
course.
I'll make my way back.
Once again, if you need anything, let me know.
Oh,
My
of
door is always
course.
open.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. So,
He'll.
are you gonna look around? A few magic shops that you've been to previously.
Well, I was
Um,
going to call
Lorsher.
Carter. Yeah, to
Okay.
see if he might have any extra.
Hey, got any
You
extra
never know.
mithril lying around? Um, cool, cool, cool. Oh my god, no. We're not making that canon. No,
Why not?
I will go out of my way to make anything but a terrifying Funko Pop bush be the awakened bush.
It's what do you mean terrifying? It's cute.
Look at those eyes in the face. It looks like it has poison ivy. Oh
Those
He's just
eyes
god.
like
are
me,
dead.
man.
It has no
He's
soul.
just like Mammoth.
Bush guy.
Not a thought behind those eyes, dude.
Oh god. Okay.
That thing
Um
wants to eat our eyeballs.
it already
Right?
has. It already has consumed many in its lifetime. God, that's terrifying. Okay. So you call up Carter
Yeah,
before
yeah,
he gets
yeah.
done.
Put a gold
You,
piece down.
dring, 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 dring. Please wait. Your call is very valuable to gets cut off, his card picks up. Uh yeah, one moment please. I am in the middle of something at the moment. Five carries a six. Okay, wonderful. This is very good news. Rictis,
Yes.
what can I do for you, my friend?
Hey, I have an odd question, request type thing.
I may have an old answer type thing
Oh,
waiting.
good, good. You wouldn't by chance happen to have any mithril laying around, would you?
Are you serious? Um,
Yes.
I haven't. I don't know if I've worked with any mithril. Recently, it's not common artifact. Go ahead, roll me another luck check.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be 9 or higher. He
Okay.
will have it. 8 or below. That's a
Oh
no
my
go.
gosh.
3.
Oh my god.
God,
Uh,
Victus.
the rolls just aren't in it
You
tonight
need
for
to change
me.
your dice. Change your
Yeah,
digital
yeah.
dice.
Change your digital dice. Get
Okay.
the shit out of here. Um, boy, oh boy. He goes. Um, actually, no. I've steered away from specific mithril-like metals because it's become quite expensive
Yeah,
due to a lot of mines shutting down recently and not having a lot of mithril accessible. It is not financially smart to be using that as a key ingredient in any of our craft at the moment. At least until the
understand.
problems in the mines are solved.
I understand. Okay, would you happen to know anyone in town that might have some?
It depends. I know there is a few crafters and inventors in the Cloud District that deal in similar metals, but I don't know if they have any in stock at the moment. For buying straight mithril,
Yeah,
how much are you looking to buy?
at least 10 pounds.
Oof.
I mean,
um,
here's the thing.
hear me out before, and you
Okay.
hear your 1 minute has
Oh
expired.
man,
Please give another goal to continue your conversation.
he'll pop in another gold.
Thank you for your purchase. I am sorry, there's a brief connection issue. Um, Let me give you a smarter idea, my friend.
Okay.
Mithril is very commonly used for anything but weapons and armor. It is very commonly used to make fine objects because of its blue and sparkly appeal.
Hmm.
If you look for teacups, plates, forks, knives, things of that nature, and then you smelt them down into whatever you like to create, that could be a good way of purchasing them. And you could find that it's a you know common a common shop on the streets. Anyone who is into antiques or collectibles, something like that. That might be a better way of doing this in this current kind of state of
Okay.
mithril economy.
Okay. I feel like that's going to be a lot of spoons to buy, but
Well,
I'll
if you're
see what I
looking for
can do.
£10, yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on what items you can find that are made in mithril.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the help.
Of course. If you need anything else, just feel free to pop by and let me know.
All right, will do. Thank you.
Of course. Click.
Click.
Call ends. Just says click. Love that. Cool. So, are you gonna try and look around for antique shops and magic shops for random mithril tidbits?
Yeah, I can do that. If you want to cut to somebody else while I'm
Cool.
doing that, you
No, no,
can.
no, no. We don't have
Oh,
to
okay.
RP each interaction.
Okay.
Go ahead. This is just gonna be. Oh God, I'm scared of giving you any more checks.
I
This is
changed
gonna
my
Change your
be.
dice,
dice.
so I did.
Okay, 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 okay. This is gonna be an investigation check. Looking for how much mithril in such a short amount of time. It's gonna be pretty high.
Yeah.
You're looking for a DC 19.
Oh,
However, DC 15, you will find 5 pounds of it
okay.
through various different knickknacks and stuff like that. DC 10, you're gonna find 2 pounds. Anything beneath that, nothing.
Okay.
DC 19, you find enough to have 10 pounds of mithril altogether. I'll tell you the price for how much, depending on which we get once we get
Okay.
there.
There we go.
DC 19 investigation. Oh my Rictus!
Right?
We do have 2 inspiration dies if you'd like to burn through
Which
the
dice did
last
you
one of the night.
pick?
Well, I had the black and white ones, and then I went to the black and red. 'Cause I don't have like. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time digital, and if it still fails, I'm gonna move over to actual dice.
No, wait.
What?
Just do real dice. The
Just do
digital
a real
world is
dice.
not with you.
Okay. Let me get my dice.
Uh, this is dumb. I forget. Do we change it? Do we have 2 inspiration dice or one?
What was
I can
that?
barely hear you.
Oh, fuck me.
Sorry.
1 second.
We can hear you now.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, this is a Dom saying this because I genuinely forget. Do we change it to 1 or 2 inspiration dies for this game? I think
I
it's
don't remember.
I think it's 2.
I thought it
I
was
think it's
2
been
at the
2 for a while.
beginning. We've all kind of just been doing 1
Okay.
though.
Yeah, we do 1 because you normally don't end up using them a lot.
It feels so generous.
I always forget
I
I even have
forget.
one.
I always
And-
want to like save him for something drastic.
I know.
Jared,
And then
Yeah.
Nate
mind
dies,
of
and it
a
doesn't matter.
Mind of a Steel Trap. Do we have 1 or 2 for Friday? Do you remember?
We have 2 for this. Yeah, we have 2 for
Okay.
this one.
All right. So if you'd like to, you can use 1 since you haven't rolled for the investigation check yet.
I did roll actual dice, and I can take a photo of it if you want me to. But it
I
was
don't believe you.
19 on the
I'm kidding.
dice, and then
19 on the die?
I have +8 to investigation.
Okay. All right.
I trust him implicitly.
Yeah. I call bullshit. No, you.
I rolled my grog dice, so
Oh hell yeah! I like that you switched. Like again, if you're rolling really sure you just hate roll 20, you can roll IRL. I don't care. I do the same for enemies. Okay, cool. So that's a total of what?
27.
27. Jesus. Yeah, that'll do. So here's the good part. The good part is you find enough trinkets to get 10 pounds worth of mithril.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, they're all still mithril. So, if you're not going to try and haggle or try and fight any of the general prices, it's still going to be, for the entire set of 10 pounds, it's going to be 250 gold for all of them. You can attempt, it's not all in one place, so you can attempt, if you'd like, to make me 2 separate persuasion checks if you want to try and haggle price, or you can just pay full price.
Well,
But
Rick
since
is
it's, magic, it's...
Yeah. He's not much of a haggler since he kind of came from I don't want to say a noble background, but
well off.
his
know,
family
upper
didn't ever
crust.
have to really worry about gold, so he doesn't really think about it that much. So he would have just paid it
Cool.
outright.
Outright 250 gold.
Yeah.
Now this is Dom talking. If you want to do this, I absolutely won't stop you. But the benefits from a normal breastplate, it already doesn't give you disadvantage on stealth checks or anything like that. So this is gonna be magical armor, so it can't be destroyed by any non-magical means or any magical means up to the rarity of that. So if you like, you can change it to something that is a little more beefy in terms of AC if you want, because it is still 10 pounds of mithril. But if you want a breastplate, you can absolutely have it. I just wanted to warn you ahead of time. You're not going to gain too much in terms of negating something unstealthy or something like that.
Honestly, this was all more for just like aesthetic type stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely. Yeah. I respect it. So you'd like to craft a mithril breastplate?
Yeah.
It's gonna take you. You're crafting just a breastplate, but it's still gonna take you the majority of the night, if not all of the night.
He'll hunker down.
Okay, so you go back to Ivan Burrowsmithing. Ivan pops open the back, lets you in, and with his assistance, I'll say, do you want to make a check with advantage, or do you want both you and Ivan to roll separate checks for this?
We could do separate checks.
Okay. Roll me athletics or roll me sleight of hand check. Or actually, because you're an artificer and you're crafting shit, I'll allow you to use your straight intelligence modifier in place of either of those.
Okay, I'll use the intelligence modifier.
Let me look up his modifier, because I do have it down, not on a stat sheet, but I remember.
I rolled a 14 plus 5, so 19.
19, more than enough. All right, that just means that Ivan just needs to roll above at 12. And he has a plus 10. Okay. So anything but a 1 or a 2 passes. Woo! Okay, I thought I was talking that out of existence. Okay, so 22. Nothing worried? by tomorrow morning, you will have a mithril breastplate.
And then he will, on the upper left side of the breastplate, he will carve in like an M in the breastplate.
Oh, that's so cute. Hell yeah. Good shit. It took us all of our inspiration dies and a shit ton of in-game time, but you got
Worth
it
it.
done.
Stupid
So
D&D
worth it.
Beyond. But yeah,
Worth
it
it.
works. Yep.
Hell yeah. Alright, so while Rictus is slaving away at the forge, anyone else doing anything?
Kipley did want to
Right, cat.
stop. What?
Sorry, I was looking at the general chat here.
Oh,
It's the
sorry.
sad cat meme, and it was really fucking sad.
Kipley did want to stop. She'll look to Duradon again, surprised that he's there for a moment, and then just be like, "Oh, did you need to go anywhere?"
Wherever you go for the most part.
Do you know anywhere that sells like armor? I'm looking
He
for
looks down at-
maybe like leather armor that has like, little metal pieces in it, something a little bit better.
Yeah, I know a couple of places. Especially when it comes to armor and weapons and things of the sort. Yeah, I should be able to navigate you to a space. Um, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna navigate you to the guild where you get discounts and shit for it.
Yeah,
No, we don't have to RP it. I was just, yeah.
the guild does have a lot of basic adventuring gear, including mainly non-magical weapons and armor, since magic is pretty fucking expensive. But anything specific you're looking for?
Studded leather.
Studded leather,
Ooh.
easy enough. I believe typical studded leather is only 20.
I thought it said 45.
See,
Well, at least
nope,
in the
it is
PDF.
much more expensive. It is
Yeah.
45 gold. I go off PvE most time.
You're fine. That okay?
Yep, perfectly
Okay.
fine. Do you want to buy it from the guild, or do you want to try and buy it from just a typical like leather worker? From the guild, you're not going to haggle, but if you want to try and buy it somewhere else, you attempt to haggle.
No, I should buy it from the guild.
Sure. So you pop in, see the guild is hustling and a bustling. As it is getting close, and is now like just on the crest of this world's version of winter. You can see everyone's now kind of like bundling up in these heavy kind of fur coats. And go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me a straight d20 as well. Another luck check.
D20. Roll.
This is Power Rangers
Sorry.
type shit. D20, go. Do your thing. 4.
Right.
I've infected everybody.
You have.
Cool. You're gonna get a result either way. You do see you see at least one familiar face. As you are there, just because you know a lot of people. You guys as a group know a lot of people now. You see Arlen Liren, the floating legless sorcerer that you guys ran into in your original exam, your vassalship exam, is kind of just floating in front of the Guild Hall board, looking at jobs, and just kind of gives you a nice little smile and wave as you walk by. Doesn't engage necessarily in our conversation, but just gives you a noticing hello.
Hi,
I think there was a guild board.
He's looking at the guild board, yes. How are you? It was Kipri, right?
For today.
For today? Okay, wonderful. What are you doing out and about? Looking for a job?
No, looking for some more protection.
Ah, well, good luck in your search. And I did not get to congratulate you earlier, but congratulations on the six. Heard you finally formed a proper group.
Her eyes kind of focus in and out for a moment before she just gives a little nod. Uh-huh.
Uh, I don't know if you remember, but me and Anon made a group together as well. We drag Haldir and Urza in as much as possible, but it's currently kind of just mission by mission group.
So no overarching plot between the two of you.
Well, Anon and I work hand in hand together, but um, the others have kind of broken off to become freelancers. And if you remember Urza, the shy girl with the shovel,
Yeah, no, I remember Elsa.
yeah, she's kind of hard to get her to do jobs off the island. So she's just been kind of doing local work in the meantime. But Anna and I have left a few times to do some local jobs. Um, it is a silly name, but in total, he would like to call us the Frightening Five.
Oh, I love it. That's
I
really
know I
good.
don't. I like that you like it. It's very nice of you, but I kind of want to. I kind of want to do something else. You know, it sounds like we are intimidating, but I'm not exactly frightening. You know, and he gestures to like him floating in the air, like maybe to children, but anyway, I did not mean to interrupt your day. I wish you well, and once again, congratulations. It's good to see you having success in your line of work.
Yep. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you. You as well. You see, he plucks a job off the board and begins walking away. Uh, what's Kipley's passive perception?
15.
15. You don't see the entire name, but you do see just a brief bit of the title. Um, you see it has foreign snatch. You just see the one word says foreign snatch on it.
Foreign snatch.
I can type out the spelling for you in the
Okay.
general chat. Don't worry.
No comment.
It's not the
I
entire
know.
title. Yeah, it's not the entire
Man.
title, but
I'm sorry, y'all. Megan's constantly
it's,
in the gutter.
It's okay.
No.
okay.
no.
Now I look at
You-
it now, but at the time, Dom is not thinking anything like that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, but yes, that is, you see
All right.
part of the title has that in it.
She
Uh,
just kind of nods
Ripley.
to herself. Oh. Uh-huh.
What area are we supposed to be in or heading to?
What are you talking about? I'm following you.
No, what area for the sailing? You got sailors for a reason. What area are we heading to?
Oh, what? I'm looking for armor.
No, Kip, where are we sailing to? What island? What landmass?
Mistress. Mistra.
Okay. Um, Doradon will look on the board to see if there are any missions that are in that area, or objectives that are in that area, specifically looking for any um killing or elimination based
So like
objectives.
bounties. Okay.
Yeah.
You do know bounty boards are separate from guild boards, as normally guild boards have things to do with um, either Paradise Peak or council related activity, as that's what vassals run through. Like non vassals don't really run for here. Bounty boards is anyone's game. That is a different setup. It does exist, but it is mainly run through the Common Guard, as they are unaffiliated with the council. They run like local militias basically. So if you'd like to look for bounties, you can do for that. But just like guild-related jobs for Mistrin, you can absolutely look for as well. Just want to clarify the separation. But
Okay, I
guild
get that now.
jobs, go ahead and give me another luck check. To have a job in the area of Mistrin specifically related to elimination, you're gonna be looking on a straight D20 or higher. You're looking for a 17 or higher.
All
So
right.
it's
So
gonna be pretty rare to get.
whole 20, we have 33,000 hours of time together. Let's
I don't ask
let's
for
not do
much,
this too
God,
generous.
but all through.
That is going to be a
10.
10. All right. Yeah.
You can use your inspiration if you like.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah. Guild-related jobs, putting in your area of the Mistrin, no. Also, go ahead and give me a history check.
History, I think I'm bad at that. Yes, I am.
18.
Oh, that's where the 17 comes. Okay, never mind.
You son of a bitch. 18 will get you to remember that you don't know a lot exactly about what happened, but like as you're seeing there's no jobs related to Mistrin, it slowly creeps into the back of your mind that Mistrin is no longer an operable town, as about 25-ish years ago there was an explosion that caused the majority of the town to collapse in on itself. So it's no longer really a habitable island. And it'd be very weird if there was jobs helping, quote unquote, the people of Mistrin if there's not really an established settlement there at the moment, at least to anyone's knowledge.
Do I know of like any activity within the area? Like, since it's no longer an established place, is it like a smuggling location or?
With an
Uh,
18 and your specific background, yes. You don't know the names of the groups, but you know it is it's not common smuggling island or anything like that, like you ran into previously with the mining outlet. But the uh, area of Mistrin and the island itself has been rumored, hasn't been confirmed, but has been rumored to currently be used to house a large sect of bandits. Not pirates, but bandits. The rumor is that they were originally the ones who were there when the incident happened, and they looted everything that was valuable out of the town before they left, and they currently come and go and just use it as like kind of like a base of operations to run out of, since no one has really like the need or authority to go out there and arrest them. So they just kind of just got a free island out of the deal, even though it's mainly destroyed and fucked, but still a little pocket for them to call home.
I think, kind of in a fucked up way. Um, since all of this is mentally processing,
Yeah.
um, Duradon kind of smirks and smiles at the demise of an island and the realization that it has been inhabited by bandits. Um, because 9 times out of 10, bandits aren't liked by people. Um,
No.
so he he kind of smiles and thinks about like, oh, people that no authority figures would be capable of getting out there. Low lives could probably want to hide out in this general area, since there's no like law system and et cetera. And he kind of looks down to Kipley, and he'll say, after after you're done getting your armor, do you mind accompanying me somewhere?
Where?
I'm gonna go to a spot that I haven't been to in a while. I've missed it so dearly. Um, you know,
She kind of makes a weird face, and you see her like kind of squint, trying, like wanting to go deeper, but she just pulls back. Are there going to be other people there?
probably. I mean, surely, most definitely. I'm going to go look at a board. It's honestly, it's kind of like a shrine of sorts for me. Um, I'm gonna go take a look and see if there's any good bounties on the bounty board.
And just so I understand the terms, if I say no and I go elsewhere, does that mean you do what you want anyways, or do you have to follow me?
I mean, I'll still go do what I want. It'll just involve communication with our uh, entity about where you're located and finding
Okay.
you, and you know.
All right. She doesn't give a response, but she just marches towards the armor.
Gordon will follow.
Yeah, every now and then she just kind of stealthily looks behind her to see if you're still there.
So, uh, Shipley, I, I know you may not be much of a conversationalist, but I'm gonna have to be with you for a while. So,
Why do you think that? Why do you think I'm not much of a conversationalist?
I mean, you just don't necessarily look the type to say words that don't need to be said.
Well, maybe you shouldn't, judge a book by its cover.
The fact that that sentence took so much effort uh, makes me feel like I'm not wrong, but sure. Maybe I did judge prematurely. Are you a conversationalist?
Silence.
How much farther is it to the armor?
We're
The
probably
armor?
yeah.
You left the guild hall. You already have your armor.
Shit!
Okay.
Look how wonderful this looks on me, and she starts putting it on.
The long pause was Kipley putting on the armor.
Yeah.
You want to you want to test it out really quick?
Oh God!
I
Such
don't.
a threat. When
What's that mean?
I mean, armor is only as good as your ability to utilize it. That's why most people don't just put on any type of armor. You have to know how it feels with your body, become one with it, and typically the only way to be sure is to defend against a few attacks.
Will we get in trouble?
I mean, for sparring, maybe in public, probably, but sure there are locations, especially near the guild, and just other spaces in general where you can
Kipley casts Eldritch
either.
Blast at him.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ! Okay, in the guild hall.
He said
Yeah,
it was fine.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll. Oh, this is great. 26. I assume 26 hits.
That does. Yep,
Oh.
yep.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me roll damage. 10 points of force damage.
Oh wait, that's just one blast. One blast. I give
Oh,
him another
well,
blast.
yeah. When you cast it, you can. Yeah. So go ahead and roll. Also, like Duradon, were you expecting this? Because I assume not.
No, he was mid sentence.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll these with advantage, by the way, just to see if you crit. Because
Okay.
this is him surprised.
All right, there's the other one.
Okay, so 26, 18. Then go ahead and
Okay.
roll me the second blast. 22 and
And okay, 22.
okay, all right, so 22. So that extra one hits. Go ahead and give me other
So-
damage.
10 and 10.
20 points of force damage. So Duradon, as you're mid sentence, kind of explaining, you aren't like looking directly down at her. You're kind of looking around, kind of gesturing to the environment. Like I'm sure they wouldn't. Two beams of eldritch energy, like almost like the smash cuts where people get punched in slow motion, and you can just see the force of the explosion like rock their cheek and just move their head to the side. You just watch as two beams of eldritch green energy slam into your face. Doesn't like fully like snap or twist your neck, but it forces you to move your perspective, so you are looking to the right, you move to the left to see Kipley before another blast, poof, continues to move your head off to the side, before you finally end up with like a little bit of whiplash, as you're just now forced looking back at a wall, and 20 points of force damage bludgeon your face.
Cool.
You have one turn to do something before a whole bunch of other things are gonna happen.
Duradon turns back to Kipley with a smile on his face.
Shot of a
And
barbarian,
he's
man.
like, yeah, and jumps up and down for the final kind of like landing is an open stance and kind of releases a bit of a minor shockwave that kicks up a bit of dust. The tattoos shoot up the face. He doesn't bother with the mask for this. And he's going to bonus action rage, of course.
Jesus Christ.
Pull out the halberd and recklessly strike down, also making these great weapon attacks.
Sure. You didn't roll to hit.
Cool. What AC am I looking to beat here, Kipley?
With the new
Well,
armor should be 14?
Yeah, I realized I totally this entire time I was totally confused and fucked myself over. It's 14. I forgot
14.
with my mage armor I can't wear armor.
You
so-
had better. Yeah.
Oh, because you have armor of shadows?
Yes.
Oh,
Totally completely stupid.
yeah. So, well, no. For mage armor, it's 13 plus your dex.
Yeah,
so it should be
but
15.
I can't wear armor with it, so buying this set of leather was completely
Okay, all right. And you did say you put it on, so
Yep.
yeah.
14.
So
14.
14 is the very low AC to hit.
Cool. I have a -5 to these attacks, so it's
It's
very
also
possible.
reckless, so
Yeah,
go
it's
ahead.
also reckless.
Roll with advantage. Jeez.
Oh,
Jesus
fuck.
Christ. You're gonna one turn Kipley. You're gonna one turn Kipley.
Pretty much.
Kipley, what's your total
I do want to
HP?
say
I
43.
Kipley, what
Okay.
is your total?
43. So she might live.
I do want to say
That's
this
like
is
announcing a
non-lethal.
woman's weight. I feel like you need to say that like with a little more care to your
I was just
tone.
My dear Kipley, what is thou HP pool?
I would like to refrain from saying such.
Oh.
Thank you.
You are quite all right then. We shall waive the damage and all of the fodder that comes with. Go ahead and roll damage for that natural 20.
That is going to be a lot of fucking numbers.
Jesus.
That is 13, 25, 30. 32?
32
Yeah.
for the
Uh,
first. Fuck
For
off.
the
Yeah, for the
first
first
hit.
one. Yeah. I'm a fucking
So-
barbarian. We're level 5.
Again. Playing this out in slow motion. Too blessed. 3 seconds go by. The rage immediately instills in you, and you watch as you take it's your halberd, right?
Yeah.
You take your halberd and just like you in your mind you're not doing this to kill her, but you're just so genuinely surprised and pissed off that you go down in a full strike like you're trying to kill someone, and the voice immediately pops into your head and goes, oh no, no, this is not right, you're going to kill her if you hit her again, don't do it, Duradon, don't
Hellish
do it.
rebuke.
Not lawful good, Hellish rebuke, sure, go ahead, dexterity saving throw. I believe at this level you have danger sense, right?
Advantage.
Yeah, so you had advantage on that.
dex saves.
It's a DC 16, I believe.
DC 16? Cool.
Yeah. It's a fail.
It's a fail.
24 fire damage.
Half to
Jesus
12. Yeah, I'm gonna reduce that down to 12.
12 through.
Because I'm a good barbarian.
Because you're bear.